Take note.
Big Beach.
We're here.
My man, Alex.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Terry and Trey here. Another loss for the Knicks with the correct score this time before Terry fires me from my new position.
Calm down.
Making sure the box score is correct and the score is correct. 102 to 110. We're tired. We're tired. It's time for these guys to come home. I'm exhausted tonight just from watching these games, so I can't even imagine what this team is feeling like. But you could kind of see tonight that they were a little bit lackluster, even though they did pull it up in the fourth quarter, which was nice to see. But you see the end result, we weren't able to actually pull it through. What are your thoughts, Terry, on tonight's game against the Chicago Bulls in the Windy City?
the freezing snow city. That's us today. Hope everyone's safe out there in the snowstorm. Knicks content, guys, you know it. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now to this game. You hit it on the head. It reminded me of last season. The general malaise, the way we started, the lack of effort until a certain point. It felt like they were tired. They had that rough match against the Clippers. Play again in Chicago today. They had to travel. You could see early on it was definitely affecting them. Though, all that said, right? They're human. It's not going to be perfect every time. There are some things that are coming up. And while this season has been pretty positive overall, very positive overall, we're 9-13, not the best record, especially the past few games. I definitely think we're good enough now to be within 3-4 games consistently of 500. So I don't want to see us slipping too bad. Really important to see how we come back on Wednesday. But there's some things that are happening that are beginning, I'd say, annoy me. Mm-hmm. But there's something I think we need to look at. And I think everyone knows the whole Elfrid Payton issue. He plays 18 minutes tonight, he gets 0 assists. He can't shoot. If he's not getting assists and he can't shoot, what's the point? Now, he played 18 minutes, like I said, and quickly played 30. So you can already see that change is happening. But the truth is, it's the way Elfrid's been playing. And Elfrid has these moments where he plays okay. But we really need a different point guard in there. Like, even him playing at all is just hurting us so much because he can't shoot. You know what I mean? We're getting to a point where it needs to be quickly and someone else. Now, DSJ went to the G League. I don't know if they're going to make a trade. Obviously, Frank is still there. I still think Frank should be getting some kind of minutes because even when he played earlier in the season, it's not like he was playing horribly. He was playing okay. And, to end last season, I always bring it up. He played really well to end last season. He can at least shoot a set jumper. I'm not saying that he should start anything crazy like that. But I'm beginning to wonder when I'm watching these minutes. And I'm telling you, it's Elfrid, it's Rivers, and it's Bullock. And these guys are being allowed to not be good for a long time while guys like Knox, Obi, and Frank.
Thank you.
So I'm just bringing it up. It's just been great. I just want to bring that up.
I'm glad that you said that because the 3 guys you mentioned don't need to be playing. I don't even know if they're going to be Knicks in a few months from now. However, Frank seems to be hanging on a string, and he's still there. And you just brought up a point too. Where was Knox? Where was Knox tonight? Is he injured? Why was he not playing? I have no idea why he wasn't playing. And Knox is the only person who was giving us the 3-pointer from the corner. So why not put him in tonight on a night where they're making 3-pointers? We clearly can't make them. I know that Bullock had a few. Was it Bullock? No.
Burks.
Sorry, Burks. My
Yeah.
bad. Not Bullock. Burks made, I think, like 3 or 4 3-pointers. But Knox is our guy. Knox is our guy supposed to be doing that. So why was he not on the court?
Listen, it's something we're wondering. Listen, so one of the things with Thibs, right? And like we said, we've been so much better than we thought that this is not really criticism. This is criticism in a sense, but Thibs has been good. No one's worrying about Thibs with the Knicks. But his rotations have always been a little bit suspect. And I think we've seen it. We've seen RJ randomly benched for long periods as Austin Rivers is playing. And Austin Rivers, outside of maybe 3 games, has been really poor. A lot of people are saying now they see why he got that contract. I don't think it's that bad. I think Rivers is a guy he's really hot and cold, right? You could almost always tell how he's going to play within the first 5 minutes of the game. If Austin Rivers comes in and hits a couple jumpers, he's going to have an Austin Rivers type game.
He's going to have a heat check night.
Yeah, if he starts off poorly, he's not going to play well. So for me, right, looking at the team, looking at where we are, Kevin Knox has not played 2 games in a row. Reggie Bullock and Austin Rivers are being allowed to be bad on offense too. It's not just defense or anything because Knox can't defend, but they're being bad on offense too. It's like, at what point are we going to toss them in there? I know you got something to say, but real quick, Obi had 9 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, we're winning. Well, wait, we're not really winning, are we?
Right.
Because the funny thing is, right, this whole argument has been, we're winning, so it's whatever. But we've lost a couple. We've been a bit more iffy as of late, and you can see that there are some problems with the rotations on the lineup. So Thibs is stubborn. Are you expecting a change anytime soon?
Well, the two complaints that I am hearing, like sort of in the comments and stuff when I read about Thibs, are one, the rotation and not allowing certain guys to play, and also not calling timeouts at the right time. Now, I think that I remember actually saying the opposite for a few of the games earlier on in the season, where I felt that he was calling the timeouts at a very critical time, meaning the right time to call the timeouts. And now it seems like that's not happening as much. You know, obviously these guys are paid to do this. They're studying this, and we know Thibs already. He eats, drinks, sleeps basketball. We know he's watching tape. We know the guys with him are doing that. So they have to know what they're doing, and we as fans kind of have to trust them. But obviously as Knicks fans and New York fans, we're going to make our own observations because we think we're so smart about basketball. Not me per se, but I know a lot of Knicks fans, you know, you guys are like really smart with your basketball knowledge. And so you see things that maybe sometimes the coaches are not seeing. I don't know. But I did want to see Knox tonight play. And Frank, I don't even know if he, you know, it's funny because as big a fan as we both are of Frank, we kind of haven't really missed him on. I almost kind of forgot he was there, and I saw him tonight. I was like, oh, he is there. Is he still injured? Is the groin still injured? Does he still have the groin injury going on? And if not, put him on the court, even if it's for 5 minutes at the beginning of the third quarter, because we realize that we need to have that third quarter push, right? We spoke about it yesterday also. Third quarter or even fourth quarter push. I don't care. As long as we are not playing catch up, which I don't think we were tonight, because to me, catch up is there's a 10 plus.
Well, it did get, I would say, at a point, I never got to 10, but it did feel like the game was about to get away from us.
We were back and forth, we were tight. But to me, the catch up is when you are like 15 points behind, and then now all you're doing for the rest of the game is playing catch up. So to me, we didn't get to that point because we were close enough, and we did try to make that push in the fourth quarter. So when that's happening, if the guys are not scoring, let someone else come in. But then you don't want someone playing their first few minutes in the fourth quarter, because then that's unfair to them too, right? So, so it has to be like a little bit of, you have to be able to maneuver the pieces and give someone a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, and then maybe let someone come in and finish out the game. If it is that the guys on the court are not scoring, which is what was happening tonight. And I have another point to make. I'm sorry I'm talking.
Go on.
I realized this, and you actually sent me a text, and I was like, yeah, the reason that, you know, we weren't playing that well at all. There was no defense. Thibs was pissed. I think they got a tongue lashing from him tonight for sure. But because we were making free throws, that's why the score wasn't that, there wasn't that big a difference in the score. Because we were keeping up, even though we weren't scoring from the field and scoring three-pointers, we were making it at the line, which is so important. And it showed you tonight, even though we didn't get the win, it showed us how important that is. Being able to make those free throws, you can still stay in the game, even if you're not having a great offensive game.
Well, it's quickly. Quickly is a big part of that, Iman. IQ, again, another good game. And I want to talk about IQ and these guys in depth, but I want to go back to Austin Rivers, because I want to just show you how this stuff with perception works, right? Elfrid Payton, Austin Rivers, and Reggie Bullock, they've been serviceable this season. I'm not here. There's like shit on any of them, but they're allowed. And as vets, you do have more leeway. We understand that. But I'm gonna read some of Austin Rivers' stat lines.
Okay.
He plays against the Cavs, 17 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 6. Plays against the Celtics, 16 minutes, 0 points. 0 for 1. He didn't shoot much that day at all. Against 0 for 3, sorry. Against the Magic, 2 points, 0 for 4. Against the Portland Trailblazers, 29 minutes, 3 points. Right? He has a great game against the Jazz, a great game against Cleveland, but against the Clippers, 17 minutes, 4 points. Right. And then tonight against the Bulls. So it's kind of become this thing where Thibs trusts Austin Rivers, and I think his entire vibe makes you want to trust him and put him out there. When RJ is playing well, and RJ is clearly a better player than Austin Rivers, we can't have RJ on the bench like this. And Thibs has trusted Rivers a few games now, playing these extended minutes in the fourth quarter. And Austin he's like a bit of an ISO guy sometimes, but sometimes he takes us out of our rhythm. And I think Austin Rivers can be a big guy for us, used the right way. But Thibs has got to work on these rotations, because I'm seeing times of the game where we're just slipping, and it feels like the change is not say obvious, but it's apparent and it's not being made. Another one tonight, Mitch was on the bench for too long. Nerlens Noel, and don't get me wrong, Nerlens actually had a pretty good game. I think what Thibs, at least from some of the interviews, what he said is when he sees a lineup doing well, he likes to stick with it. However, sometimes the lineup is fake doing well, and it's really 3 of the guys doing well. Right. So I'm like, don't be afraid to keep the main 3 that are killing it.
And change two of them out. Right?
I'm imagining the end of this game, not the end, but like kind of like that fourth quarter period with RJ and Mitch in the game, right? Instead of Nerlens and Rivers. And like I said, Nerlens did some nice things. He had like a couple of nice blocks, some nice steals, but his hands are made of stone. He just cannot catch the ball. Every time he's tipping it back like Tyson Chandler used to do. It's just hard for him. You know, even when quickly had some nice moves in there, you throw it to Nerlens and he just dropped the ball. He doesn't have great hands. Nerlens Noel was like a big lottery pick, top level guy. The reason he didn't hit that next level is because of his hands. Has he had good hands? Been able to catch the ball. And Mitch doesn't have great hands either. So we have 2 centers who are kind of
they need some hands. They need some Kawhi hands. Next level, next size hands.
They need something. I want to talk about RJ quickly. Really turned up in the third quarter. Didn't have a good first half. Came out in that third really strong. I think if RJ played more minutes, this 14 points turns into 20. He played, what was it, 30 minutes tonight, I think. So it's not like he played a little bit of minutes, but Thibs has been playing him 35 plus. And a game where, you know, you're getting 50 minutes from Austin Rivers, but it's not 15 good minutes.
Right.
You gotta let RJ rock. I think Thibs is gonna figure this out. I think, you know, we're losing now, right? So there is that period where if you're winning, you don't want to change it, keep it how it's going.
You're losing, change up the lineup.
And it's not even about just changing the starting lineup. It's that some of these rotations just need to click better, and they just don't. But also, Leon Rose and co, they're looking. There's rumors about JJ Redick wanting to come here. You know, I mean, we're getting closer and closer. We're already in February. Now, remember, I'm pretty sure the trade deadline is next month.
Did I hear something about Victor Oladipo? Because I really like him.
This is probably after the season. So he got traded to Houston in the Harden deal. He's been killing it. Houston's been on fire. Yeah. Now, Oladipo is interesting simply because he's a free agent after the season. But while I do think he'll probably test the market, he's having such a good time in Houston with John Wall, Chris Wood, who's been killing it. So maybe he decides to stay, but I don't think he's been a free agent like that before. So I think he's going to go take the chance and like see. I mean, listen, Victor Oladipo would be really fun. Put him next to RJ. IQ, there's a lot of good stuff there. But I think the overall point is, even bringing up the JJ Redick rumors, the Pelicans potentially trading both JJ Redick and Lonzo Ball, is that Leon Rose, and I've been saying this the entire time, he is going to make moves. That's who he is. That's who Brock Aller is. That's who these guys are. In the offseason, they're already looking to make moves to bring in Gordon Hayward, different things. They played it smart, but I think if they get to midseason and they feel like they can do something, they'll do it. And I think we have smart guys in the organization. They can see our shooting problems. It is so clear as day. When you're watching Alfred out there, and I don't want to harp on Alfred because not only him, but it's a problem when your point guard can't really shoot. And you see what a difference IQ makes. And obviously IQ's been incredible. So it's not like you can expect the other guy to be like that. But even Alfred, honestly, Alfred's not even playing to his regular level right now. He's currently kind of like, he started the season really bad and had like a nice little run. But last few games, he hasn't really been. He was okay against the Clippers. But we need a little bit more. And it may sound like I'm being harsh on the team. Second, they have a back-to-back. They've overachieved already this season. They have an easier schedule coming up. But this was that easy game. And I think our worry after the Clippers game was, are they going to go play the Bulls, who are pretty much on their level or below, and play down to them?
7-11 they're at right now.
Exactly. We kind of we played down to them. We didn't come out with the right mentality. And you talk about fatigue. This is why you may use your longer bench, right? Let's say that Rivers just isn't there mentally today, right? Yeah. Or Bullock isn't there mentally today. Not saying you gotta not play them, but if you see that it's not working, and a guy like Kevin Knox had been hitting his threes in the corner, and like you said, we needed threes today. I get Frank is a different conversation. I'm not saying you put him in there for Peyton, but I think you find ways to use him. Our perimeter defense has not been good. Kobe White zooming past everyone. I watched Frank like last year or the year before. I can't remember what it was, but he had like 0 points against the Bulls, but he was all over Kobe White, and I remember him just giving him problems in the clutch. So I just want to see a little bit more maneuvering with the roster. Yeah. And Obi needs more than 9 minutes too. Like, what are we doing with the number 8 pick?
Right.
And Randall's been incredible, but you do wonder, right? Had the Knicks known, I honestly, this question's been on my mind, and I've been a bit more calm about Obi, but I've been talking to people on Twitter, and it's kind of becoming a point like, this is the number 8 pick, and he's like not, and we're not even like, we're not activating him.
He's not playing.
Oh, how do you feel? I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, because there's a line, right? There's like Randall, he's doing well,
right?
But, obviously, but then it gets to a point where it's like, but what happens to Obi?
You just mentioned Randall, to just quickly put his points up. So this is what Randall gave us tonight, and the same several guys are giving us sort of solid and consistent points and minutes, right? I watched Obi play tonight, and it was funny because I was like, wait a minute, this is our number 8 pick. But really, you would think that Quickly was our number 8 pick, because he's sort of stepped up and become like that sort of shining star. We can't forget that Obi was our number 8 pick. We can't forget that Obi and Randall play the same position. And we can't forget that trades are probably going to be happening. You have to let these young guys play. We're a young team. We're a young team, and the young guys have to play. Again, they I'm assuming they know what they're doing, and we want to see our team play. So we want to see some of these guys get some minutes. I think that's all. And the guys that are getting minutes, I feel that they are getting exhausted because they're playing too long. And again, I know that this is something that Thibs is known for, right? He's known for sort of wearing these guys out, if you will. But you got to do it smartly.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's not even that like Rivers is playing a crazy amount of minutes. It's like the timing sometimes. Thibs used to have Elfrid playing the whole first quarter, right? Like literally the entire first quarter, all 12 minutes. Then Quickly would come in. He changed that a bit. Quickly's been coming in a bit earlier. I just think there's a little bit of maneuvering and finessing we can do with staggering some of these minutes, different timing. And I think gonna have better, teams out there on the court. Like you said, it's been something that Thibs has kind of been known for. He's a little bit stubborn. Yeah. And I'm hoping, I don't want to see Obi go through a quote-unquote wasted first season.
Right.
He needs to be on the court a little bit more. And my thing is, and I know I've said this a lot this episode, but I keep going back to the fact that Bullock, Rivers, specifically those two, and Peyton as well, there are times they're just not playing well, but they still get to go out there. Yeah. Whereas Obi and Knox have that quick hook. I think Obi, Bondi, I think tweeted it. We saw it. Obi, I think in the fourth quarter, got pulled after like 2 minutes, and then that was it. Like he was in, and then 2 minutes later he was gone. And I know, it's that thing when you're winning, it feels like, we gotta win no matter what. But then when you're not winning, which if you look at it, not exactly winning a lot right now. So hoping to see some changes. Let's finish off the episode. Let me know, guys, by the way, in the comments below. What are your thoughts? This episode is definitely a different vibe to just the more. I guess you know what it is too. The last couple of days, we've been so excited with Quickly. I've kind of taken a step back and really looked at the team as a whole. And while things are looking really good, I think there are still a little bit of questions that a few questions we still need answered.
Okay, so are we going to go into our 2 new segments?
Yes.
You kick it off. I would like to request some a sound effect or some kind of music to. When we go to my segment, I'd like to have like a little swoosh or a little something. So I'm gonna look up something and we'll find that. But
all right.
This takes for today. Nothing really crazy, but just a couple things that I heard today and I'm hearing sort of around the league is that other veteran players around the league are talking quite favorably about us. So I have 2 quotes, and I hope it's not going to mess up your Reddit quotes.
Nice.
But the first quote I have is from Kawhi Leonard on RJ. He said, "Sky's the limit. depending on how hard he works and how his mental is. And I always talk, I think, about how much your mental state is a huge part of this game. It's not just your athletic ability, but it's also your mindset and how you go into playing it. So it was kind of nice for me to see that Kawhi made that comment about the mental, and to RJ. So obviously he's acknowledging that he's a good player. Second quote I got was from Paul George on Emmanuel Quickly. He said his float game is off the charts for a young guy. And I love that too, because that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing him make these floaters and the ball is just going in. I feel like the basket is like a magnet. Well, the ball is a magnet. I don't know which one. Well, they would both have to have some sort of magnetic force, right? But it's just nice to see us getting respect around the league from veteran players who are good players. So hopefully we keep that up and we get some respect in this league.
Yeah, listen, even no matter how this season turns out, I can feel that we're getting respect. To add to your point, Donovan Mitchell, who I mentioned, tweeted about Emmanuel Quickly like last week, I think, and deleted it.
I was going to say that he deleted it, right? Yeah.
He didn't delete it tonight. He kept it up. He tweeted again about Emmanuel Quickly. I'm gonna make sure I got it because I didn't have it up.
That does add to my point. So that's three really great good players around the league talking about us.
It is. Here's what he said. He said that boy Quick is so tough, and he tagged him. So hey, listen.
Oh, he's gonna feel nice. He's gonna feel nice.
Don't forget, Donovan Mitchell's from New York. He's a Knicks fan. He's a diehard Mets fan. Anyway, let's get into my segment. What they talking about? What are the fans around the league saying about the Knicks? What I do, guys, is basically every game we play against an opponent, I check out the opponent's Twitter, I check out their Reddit, and I hear what they're saying. It's good to hear what other people are saying so you can evaluate yourselves. All right, so here is the first quote we have today. It's not all positive because he didn't say that well. Just have Markkanen pretend every team is the Knicks from now on. So this one's funny because I'm pretty sure the Bulls fans who were just hyped about Markkanen today were really referencing that game that he had at the Garden like 3 years ago. It was the I'm pretty sure it was the KP Jen, what's her name? Jen Selter.
Oh, Jen Selter, yes. She was sitting courtside looking all sexy and hot. And
it was that whole thing. And Markkanen went off that night. KP was okay. We went to like overtime. It was a crazy game. But Markkanen scored an insane amount of points that night. KP was not marking him at all, So Markkanen just seems to go off.
Jen Selter, that's why.
Exactly. So Markkanen just went off. He went off against us again. I gotta hear in the comments, guys, what is your all Knick killer team of like the new era? Obviously, we know Jordan and Reggie Miller from back then. But we got Sabonis, we got Shetty Osman, we got Nikola Vucevic, we got Lauri Markkanen. These guys kill us seemingly every time we play them. So let me hear the Tony Snell as well. Shout out to Tony Snell. Let me hear your which guys you hate playing against. Next comment coming up from a Bulls fan. So again, remember, these guys know Thibs. He says here, classic Thibs game. He hates offense so bad he's forcing both teams to be allergic in scoring.
Oh no! So what are they saying? Thibs has both teams playing defense because we weren't playing defense tonight.
I know. No, so I added in. He hates offense. He didn't say that, but he said forcing both teams to be allergic in scoring. Funny. Last comment here. Let's go into it. And it's actually a positive one. The guy said, "Bruh, this Knicks team is the definition of scrappy." Which is what I think we saw again today, right? We still kind of battled in there. It was a weird game because I was getting excited, like, oh my God, we're about to like come back, and we just couldn't get that point. You realize that we were down by a point, and then we just could not hit the shot over and over.
We were down by a point. We finally evened it up, and I think for literally 30 seconds we had a 1 point lead.
Yeah, and then
that was it.
Kobe White came down and hit the three. Yes. And I think, if anything, I said this game reminded me a lot of last year where like the effort wasn't there at first and there was this kind of effort, but not good enough. And I thought to really cap it off, and he's been great all season, but Julius Randle doing the spin move into losing the ball at the end.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that.
No, here's the thing.
Why did you that up?
It was so funny because Julius has made such amazing strides. I was like, if anything is telling you this game's like a last year game, it was that to end it off. But shout out to Julius, man. He battled tonight. He needs a little bit of help. I think he's also getting tired, so he's got to work it out. You know, we can't do this for 72 games. But let us know what you think in the comments, guys. That is it. Any parting thoughts, Mother?
I'm tired. I mean,
I
I'm
am tired.
tired. I need to go to sleep. So
I'm
peace
tired.
out.
Peace, guys. Take care.